Hello, my name is Zhatelier, and welcome back for another episode of Valhalla Vanguard in Aurora 4X. And I did do a little bit off camera, or a fair bit of work off camera. We skipped 1 month ahead, and we managed to get the closed-in weapon system research now, which I have then already started doing the new tier of vessels, and for the civilian vessels, for the most part, I've added 2 closed-in weapon systems each. And since we are about to get, in about another month, we'll get the ceramic composite armor, which will lower the amount of armor needed for these ships. I'll finalize the designs then. And we have, since we dropped the deployment time to 3, because at this point I just need to save in the cost as much as possible. So we dropped that one now, and that did drop the build cost for these ships about 20%, including the fact that we switched the engine to a bit more fuel efficient and so forth, so you actually need less crew per engine as well. So, I mean, colony ship still has about 300 personnel crew, but it's a bit less than what it used to be, and this one actually has a fair bit of extra room. Then also I went ahead and started to... Did I start designing these? I might have started designing these earlier. Yeah, I probably have. But then I started also designing a new ship, which is going to be a cruiser. And I actually have written down some details of this. So this is going to be 15 kilotons in size. So it's 300 hull size. It's going to be jump point breacher, so it's going to be armed most likely with lasers for the most part. Maybe some... a tiny bit of like point defense ghost cannonry or something like that, but very small amounts. And there's going to be 2 variants. There's going to be the jump leader, which is going to be equipped with the jump engine, and currently I'm leaning towards about 100,000 kilometer range from the jump point. That's still fairly close, but it will give us a little bit, and I will probably put in some shields or something on these, just so that they can take on a couple hits. Maybe I'll put in a close-in weapon system or 2 as well. We'll see how much we actually have room with, because we do need to have a strong weaponry on these to be able to drive the enemy away from the jump point and do at least decent enough damage to succeed in that. So there's going to be the jump leader and the regular. The regular is probably going to have a little bit point defense, just so that they can protect the jump leader, because that's their way out if they need to. Of course, I do plan on increasing the squad size to be 4 for the jump point or the engine, so that we can jump in 3 of the regulars and the jump leader, and we'll have another jump leader on the other side of the jump point, waiting that if things go badly, they can just try to get through that, or through the jump point regularly. But that's the basic idea for this cruiser. And I think that's about it really what we've done. I mean... Right, we do have the unsung, still armed with composite armor. We could wait for the next tier if we wanted to. But frankly, it's starting to be pretty decent. I mean, I could, if I get the power boost to 15%, I could get a bit smaller... No, actually, I could already probably get a tiny bit smaller power output of the power plant. I think I could go with 0.4 right now, but if I can get the next level of boost, I could get it to 0.3 in hull size, and that would be quite a bit better. Not to mention the armor is probably going to go down by 0.1 or 0.2 once we get the new armor. So we do have a little bit of room for something, but I'm not sure what I'll put in here yet. I haven't really thought about that. Now, to be fair, it doesn't have a huge amount of range right now, so maybe increasing that wouldn't be such a terrible idea. I mean, it only has 9 hours, but it has a decent range, 0.6 billion. But anyway, I think it's about time that we start moving. We do want to get the armor technology today, just so that we can design some of the ships. Also, in Xiofan we've done majority of this scanning here. There's still 4 places that we need to scan. Our team skill has upgraded on the diplomatic team to 215. Holy crap. And yeah, nothing much other than that. Hold on, let me just make sure that we are actually building troops right now. We could train another one. Now, should we do a construction brigade or a garrison? I'm gonna go with another garrison actually. Although we do have quite a few of them already. Also, how far away are we from the mobile infantry battalion? There's first going to be... Actually, we're not that far away, are we? Because the salvage module is almost researched. And there's going to be the mobile infantry, then combat drop module. Okay. And the armor is indeed 20th of November, so we are rather close. And hopefully we can reach there soon. Shipyard modifier, so we can build another whaler. I'll do that. I mean, I do need to retool the shipyards, but I'm gonna wait until I get the armor technology. So I'll just start building yet another whaler here. Wait a minute. You're saying that I can't... Oh, bollocks. Seriously? Nope. We cannot build the Whaler 2s anymore from there. Ah. Well, that's a problem. I suppose we are just saving that ship or slipway for the retooling. Once that's done, we can start building a bit more of them. And the new ones, if we have a look at real quickly at the comparing the Whaler 3 and Whaler 2, so we'll have to open that first. So this one's a 900 and, well, let's say 940 points, build points. It has basically the same power engine as the other one, but of course I've actually dropped the fuel capacity a little bit, so it will be producing more of the fuel harvesting. It has almost 1 million liters per year. Then we go for the Whaler 2, because we didn't actually build the Whaler 2Bs at all. So it's the same speed. It's much higher fuel capacity, but the range isn't that much better. If we 800 billion and 970, so it is higher, but it has more than double the fuel, and it only produces almost 800,000 or 780 100,000 liters per year, so it will produce a lot more, and the price is it's about 75% of what the Whaler 2 is. The new, so it's going to be a lot quicker to build, that's for sure. So once we retool for this, I mean, it's probably going to take a while to retool this, but hopefully we'll get that soon. And then we're going to start producing a lot more. I mean, those will be better, and those will also have the sensors, which was actually suggested in the comments section, I believe. And there we go, we completed research on the Size 3 anti-ship missiles. We started researching the dummy missiles. Again, it's not necessarily the... You could argue that the dummy missiles are kind of a waste of resources that I don't necessarily have all that much. Oh, we now got the dummy missile research started on the anti-missile missile, but if you have a look, another geosurvey has been completed on Xiofan A1. A deposit of almost 3 million corundium, accessibility 0.3, has been found. But okay, let's have a look at the planet itself. What all does it have? Because I don't remember everything. So, Xiofan A1. Okay. A lot of good accessibility uridium, a lot of neutronium. And then the corundium. I mean, then there's also a little bit of thorium, mercasium, boronite, and uranium to be gotten there, but I mean, the amounts are huge, but the accessibility in total is 2.5, which can be profitable. It's not the best, but it's certainly better than nothing. We can disband that team. Is there still places over here in Zhatelier that we have not surveyed? Maybe this one already has a team. Does this one have a team? No. Well, let's send a team over here then. Create a team. So what do they have over here right now? There's a decent bit of duranium, some thorium, so this might be a useful place to mine in, actually. Set up a bit of a mine and then transfer at least some of the minerals to Mimir. I mean, in Mimir we're not actually mining anything right now. We do have construction brigades over there, so we could be doing something. Now, they don't have corundium over there, so if we put in an automated mine over here, first of all, just making sure that, yeah, the colony cost is quite expensive, let's just put it that way, but automated mines over here might not be a terrible idea necessarily. Then transfer the resources from here to Mimir, and Mimir could be starting to utilize the resources from at least these two planets, which don't actually have all the minerals that they require, but a fair bit. Oh, this is actually a good place. Yeah, I think this might be worth mining as well. Definitely. I mean, there's a lot of uranium with good accessibility. Of course, the total accessibilities aren't all that great. It's about 2.6 to 2.5 or something, somewhere around there. 2.6 by the looks of it. But yeah, mining over here is good for the uranium at least, and boronite as well, and some gallicite. And over here, there's a lot of thorium and uranium. Okay, so Zhatelier is actually a good system for us in the sense that once we start getting our industry up, I mean, we are building more factories now, because honestly, I should have done that, or never stopped building the factories, really. I mean, sure enough, it might have caused some troubles with the lack of resources every now and then, but we're still running a bit dry anyway. Also, let's have a look at the resources that we have in Valhalla right now. So we got over here, we got a lot of mines. We got a stockpile of almost 3,000 tons. This place is mining 700 tons per year. I believe we are bringing in more mines here, though. Produces a fair bit of mercasium, uranium, titanium. Okay, so it's producing a lot of different resources in decent numbers. Then there's the asteroid over here. And it's also producing a lot of uranium, cobalt, corundium, and gallicite. All of which are rather useful. And that's about it in terms of there. Don't remember, because Njord has a pretty good stockpile. It's a bit low on corundium, gallicite, and mercasium. But we are getting some from somewhere, I believe. Or, well, I mean, we're mining over here, so a little bit is available, I suppose. We've got 40 mines over there. We are having a bit of a lack of workers right now. We are bringing more infrastructure in here, though, so that should help, at least to some degree. And we are building some fuel refineries and maintenance facilities. Speaking of which, maintenance facilities, we've got 800 tons right now, which is not all that great, but it's something. Now then, I believe we'll probably get another research done. The anti-missile missile. Yep, we did, and we started on the magnetoplasma tri-mine warhead. After that, we'll need to redesign the mine itself. Not that there's going to be a huge redesign, just switch out the warhead, and that's about it. Let's get the automated turns. We might be able to skip a little bit of time. Ah, we produced the mass drivers. Research completed on the... Hold on, we got the research on the armor. Then we got the mass drivers completed. We started building naval shipyard complexes. I believe we have 2 of them queued up, so that's gonna be useful. And right, we need to set up. Oh, actually, I should have pressed the research button, shouldn't I? But oh well. Let's defensive systems. Maybe we should design some sort of shield already. We could get the gamma shields first. I'm gonna remove one of the research labs because I have a feeling that we need a fair bit more in other places, like the fire control. Because I realized that we have the increased tracking speed already. So what we should do is maybe get the next generation ghost turrets and beam fire controls to meet up with that, and we'll get the beam fire control range first, and then we'll work on the other one. Right, so we are about to get that one soon. Then we'll get the jump radius on early December, so that's also very close. And in mid-December we'll get the salvage module finally. There's probably a fair bit of salvaging that needs to be done. Oh wait, I got the armor. I should probably redesign the ships now. Or finalize the designs. For example, over here, new armor. That lowers the cost a fair bit, and it does give us a fair bit of extra room. Because I did have a little bit of, well, checking already that how big the turrets would be. And it turns out that the higher tracking speed turrets will indeed be a bit more expensive. But that's fine. Now we are working on the even higher tracking speed actually, but that's gonna be a long way away. For turrets, that is. But we will have a bit extra room here. I don't know if we need to update our Athenians right now. They are fairly working. But, I mean, better would be better, of course. Now then, let's go through, first of all, hide the obsolete. We don't need to see everything there. So the fisherman, we're gonna get the new armor. That lowers the cost a fair bit, and it does give us a bit more room to work with. Now the question is, what do we actually want to put in here? We've got some sensors already. We could increase the fuel storage a tiny bit, but on the other hand, I'm not sure that we'd really need it. We could add in another cargo handling system. It's probably not a terrible idea. It does increase the crew a little bit, but that's not too bad. We put in that and then increase the fuel capacity a tiny bit. Just to make sure that we meet the... Actually, we can get rid of some of these for lowered cost. So that would be exactly 1,000 hull size. And that would then be not too expensive. Jody, you're gonna get the new armor. I mean, this is a ship that we haven't really done much designing on yet, but we will do a fair bit later on. Now we might want to increase the speed a tiny bit on these. Because they are beam fire ships, they need to get close to the enemy. Then the column ship, new armor. At least a fair bit of extra room. Now what do we want to use that in? Not enough to actually get another... You know what, I'm just gonna put in another cargo handling system really. And then add in a tiny bit of fuel. There we go, so it does have over 3 million liters of fuel. That's quite a bit, and it has a huge range. But now it has been finalized, so we can retool the colony ship thing. And this one, new armor. Leaves a fair bit of extra room as well. I'll put in another cargo handling system for this as well. Where is it again? There you go. And I suppose I could increase the fuel for this one as well. We can get one of these away and put in 2 of these. So the build point is now 900. Which the old one was about 1200, so it is still a fair bit cheaper, I believe. Or was it? No, I think it was 1050. Well, it's still about 150 build points less. Now, it will load and unload stuff quicker, so it's not a bad idea. Then there's the missile ship, or missile supply ship. Could we? No, we can't actually add in an extra layer of that. Don't think there's too much that we can do with this ship. Maybe add in a tiny bit of fuel, really. A small and a tiny one. But it's exactly 10,000 tons. It doesn't have a jump engine. It does have military engines though, so... But you can jump with the spikes, actually. It doesn't have a huge cost. About 1,400. Then the oiler, new armor. We also have a fair bit of extra room here. Now the question is, what do we want you to do? We don't need the... I'll just increase the fuel storage, really. I just wonder if we take out... Oh, okay. If we put in a large one, that should... Oh, it took us a tiny bit over. There we go, that's exactly the right amount. And it does have fairly large fuel capacity. Now then, the transport, new armor. I suppose we could put in a cargo handling system here as well. And then the extra fuel. We'll see how much we can actually... Or can we build this on anywhere else than just its own separate one? Put in a little bit extra fuel there. It does have the sensors already, so that's good. Then we're gonna have to go for the longbow 4, new armor. And we have a tiny bit of extra room, so we'll just put in a bit of extra fuel there. There's a 50 or 1.5 million liters. It's a decent range, 256 billion kilometers. It has actually higher range than it has deployment time, which is a bit interesting. But if it works, and it does do a decent bit of surveying, so that's good. Now then we can have the Rommel, which we still haven't quite finalized yet. Oh, actually, no, we haven't. I just realized something, he's still using the old iron engines. We get rid of those and put in 2 of these regular engines. Does have some active sensors. Well, that will finalize this design later. And then the Rainbow 3, we're gonna get new armor and I suppose just get more fuel. Because this is technically a tanker as well, or oiler, but it's more that it has a long range rather than anything else, because it does need to drag in a lot of things over long distances. 11 million liters, that is huge. Okay, then Spike 2, we're gonna get new armor. There's a fair bit of extra room here. Now, what should we do with this? I mean, we are going to research the better jump drives, but right now it's still gonna take at least 2 or 3 years before we have them. So focusing on those too much might be a bad idea, but we could technically add in a little bit extra launchers. I think, for example, if we add in another one of those, that takes us a tiny bit over, but if we take one of those, and we can technically put in tiny fuel storage. Now, the range isn't huge. It does have a lot of missiles. It doesn't have a huge capacity in terms of missiles. We might need to get another magazine. We did increase the magazine size a tiny bit, but... How big is the jump drive on this? Is my next question. 34. It's probably not quite enough to add in another magazine after that. Not the magazines that we're using anyway. And then there's still, well, unsung will add you... Wait, yeah, just remove a tiny bit of there. We could add in a small fuel storage instead of tiny now. And that would be 1.1 billion kilometer range. 19 hours at full speed. It has a decent speed. One thing that I did realize is that this doesn't actually have beam fire control that can actually meet up with the speed right now. So we're going to have to remake the fire controls at some point. But we are actually out of time. I'll go through the rest of the ships with the episodes to update the armors and all that. But if you enjoyed this, please like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. Also check out the links down below in the description. But other than that, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.